Yep, I've seen the melted disco ball. I want it. But problem, these babies go from anywhere from $300 to $5,000, which I definitely can't afford. So I'm going to try to make it for way less, which I think shouldn't be too hard because I've already preset the oven for 375 degrees. So I'm just gonna take this bad boy, pop it in, and we're just gonna wait about 20 minutes to see. Just kidding. I actually need a plan. Here's the biggest problem I have with these things is they're just supposed to like lay around and look pretty. Honestly, goals. But what I really need more of is stuff to go on my very, very, very empty walls. Then I saw this video on TikTok and I was like, yep, that's exactly what I want. The only part I didn't like was the size. I want it big. I want it like giant. So here's what I'm thinking. So I want it to hang off of the wall, and then I'm gonna keep that circle shape up at the top and then have it melting kind of down the wall, which I think should look pretty cool. I got one of these giant foam half spheres. Okay, I didn't get just one, like I actually got two because the chances of me messing up in any project are extremely likely. They look like big googly eyes, don't they? Or like I'm making like a giant bra. I'm going to use this as a base as if it's like half a disco ball, and then the other part, the other half will be the part that's melting. So now I just have to figure out how to make the things. I was planning on just doing what I've seen everybody else do and just use air dry clay, but then last night as I was explaining the entire process to my sister, she said,
so like how heavy is that gonna be?
So I needed to come up with a lighter solution, and that's when I came up with this new current, maybe dumb plan? So let's give it a try.
To start the base, I'm gonna draw and then cut out the shape I want in this cardboard. That'll go on the back of the piece to give it like a skeleton, but imagine that in a not creepy sounding way.
Doesn't that look cool? That looks amazing.
Then, to make the drips, I'm gonna scrunch up a bunch of the pieces of this junk mail that I keep getting to give me all the volume on the drippy bits. You could use whatever stuffing you want for this part, like tinfoil would probably hold the shapes you wanna make really well, but I had this stuff lying around for free, so instead of it going in the trash, I'm just gonna use it.
So this is where the genius or absolute insanity of me having no idea ever what I'm doing comes into play. So we need something to bind it all together. Something that will attach to everything, and in an ideal world would be some kind of silver so I don't have to paint it. I'm sorry, it feels like I'm Dora exploring you. Like, what should we use? If you guessed duct tape, you were right. Is this a good idea? I don't know. I like my projects to be cheap, but I don't want them to look cheap, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this idea like really skirts the line of that. Let's try.
I went ahead and cut a super long piece because I wanted to try to lay all the strips vertically, so hopefully they would lay flatter. This seemed to work really well. I did have this problem where sometimes as I was smoothing around a curved surface, I would get places where the tape wanted to bunch up. To fix that, I would take my scissors and cut the tape in the middle of the crease so I could lay each side on top of each other. This mostly worked, and there weren't too many times where it was a problem anyway. The other issue was I was working on this in my wide open garage, which this wasp suddenly decided would be his new perfect home. I panicked, tried clapping at him for some reason.
Hey.
This only angered him more, so I had to run away. I returned with OxyClean. Why? What was my plan? Luckily, my much smarter sister got a broom, and as everyone knows, wasps hate chores, so it flew away.
Stay out!
But yeah, other than that, the tape worked surprisingly well and added a lot more durability.
Okay, that part's done. Does it look a little like a lumpy trash bag? Yes, it does. But trust the process. Now, the part you've all been waiting for, the shiny stuff. I bought these awesome mirror sheets and they already come with a sticker backing to adhere onto your surface, and I bought a bunch of them. Will it be enough?
So this time, instead of laying everything long ways like the tape, I'm gonna go horizontally. I started at the middle first so I could have the circle go up concentrically towards the top. At least I think that's what concentrically means. Well, little did I know that this would take hours, like hours. Because I am ridiculous, I wanted the mirrors to be laid in a brick pattern, which is when the middle of the boxes in the row below line up with the seam of the row above, like a real disco ball. But doing that meant that I had to individually cut each line and place it on instead of just sticking the whole sheet on. I think it was worth it and weirdly made my mirrors maybe stretch even farther, but if you want to save time, you can just put the whole sheet on. I am not going to judge you. I decided to just go for the part I was the most stressed about first, which was the bottom half. I just kept laying the lines for as long as I could, trying to match up rows across the drips. It was actually way simpler than I thought it was gonna be. The only tricky part were any place where there was an edge. I matched up as well as I could on the sides, and I had to individually place a lot at the bottom, especially where it wraps underneath, which did leave some gaps. This drove my perfectionist side absolutely crazy. But honestly, the duct tape really hides any places the mirrors are missing, so I'm telling myself it's good. I think it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Then it was on to the top. The density of the foam made this part even easier, and I didn't even try to plan it out, and it just naturally started curving inward into that arch shape, which made me so happy because I thought I was gonna have to do a lot of math, and I didn't have to. And any day with less math for me is a good one. Yet again, some of the gaps started happening at the top, but I looked at an actual disco ball and those are there too, so I just need to let it go. Seriously, don't be too stressed if you try this on getting everything matched up perfectly. The spaces are totally fine.
I know what you're thinking. I thought you were done. Well, as I was attaching so many mirrors, a thought, a brilliant thought hit me. You have the big mama one that we've already made. Then, what if I made a tiny one that's like a drip, that's the baby underneath it? I know, I gotta do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna repeat all those steps that I already told you all over again, and that's gonna take me like another 2 hours. You're gonna see it in like 3 seconds. But it's gonna be so cute. Nobody look here. Nobody look here. Everybody focus here. Keep your eyes here. I have important things to tell you and I don't want you to see the reveal just yet. Okay, so let's talk about how long this took. It took a solid day. But skill level wise, it's totally beginner friendly. So easy like weekend project to do. Price wise, the mirrors were like a bit pricier than I wanted them to be. So total, it ended up being around $46. And if you have tape on hand, which I did, then it's only like $40. So, considering 5,000 is the other one and it's half the size, yeah, I think this is definitely a project that's worth it. So, time for the final result. There it is! Wow, an avocado. This project is definitely DIY approved. And if you liked the video, consider giving it a like and also subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna be posting a lot more projects here and I'd love to see you. All right, now, get out of here, get crafty. Just kidding. So I'm gonna do everything that I did all over again and wave to my best friend Nikki. Hi, Nikki! This is the insides of the disco ball. It's not that fun of a party.